31 degrees in Charlotte right now with snow already beginning to fall. Not flurries, not light snow, actual accumulating snow in Charlotte, North Carolina, and this system hasn't even reached peak intensity yet. What is your snow situation at this exact moment? Because what I am about to show you is going to change how you think about this storm. The models that came in overnight showed something that honestly made me do a double take. This system is undergoing bombogenesis, that S when a low-pressure system drops 24 millibars in 24 hours. That S hurricane strength intensification bringing winter impacts. Some meteorologists are calling this a SNOWCANE, and after looking at the data, I understand why. By the time I am done with this forecast, you're going to know your specific snow total, your wind forecast when the worst conditions hit your area, and the one aspect of this storm that is going to make the aftermath more dangerous than the storm itself. Drop your exact location in the comments right now, city and state, neighborhood if you can. I am putting together personalized forecasts tonight for every single location mentioned. And tomorrow's video will have your specific breakdown with timing down to the hour. Let me give you the critical windows immediately for the major metros that are about to get crushed. Charlotte, you are in it right now. Snow continuing through this evening. Heaviest this afternoon between 2 and 6 p.m. Raleigh, your snow begins within the next 2 hours. Heaviest late this afternoon into tonight. Virginia Beach, tonight into tomorrow morning is your window. Peak intensity around midnight. Richmond this afternoon through tonight, heaviest this evening. Greensboro, you are in the middle of it now, continuing through tonight. Fayetteville, snow all day today, heaviest this afternoon and evening. But here is what changed overnight that has me genuinely concerned. The European model, which has been the most accurate model for East Coast storms this winter, shifted the track about 50 miles further east. That sounds like good news for some areas, right? Less snow if the storm tracks away from you? Wrong. That eastward shift puts the heaviest snow band directly over the most populated corridor from North Carolina through Virginia, and the intensity the NAM model is showing, snowfall rates that could hit 3 inches per hour at peak. 3 inches per hour. That's not a winter storm. That is a snow emergency. The storm is already showing a well-defined circulation on satellite imagery. The center of low pressure is currently off the Georgia coast moving northeast. As it moves parallel to the coastline over the next 18 hours, it's going to rapidly intensify. The central pressure is forecast to drop from 1,004 millibars right now to 976 millibars by tomorrow morning. That's a drop of 28 millibars in 24 hours. That exceeds the bombogenesis threshold. This is explosive cyclogenesis. What that means in practical terms, extreme winds, heavy precipitation rates, rapid changes in conditions. This storm is going to go from manageable to dangerous very quickly for areas in the path. Charlotte, let me be specific with you because you are already experiencing this. You've got 2 to 3 inches on the ground right now. By tonight, you are looking at a foot. 12 inches total accumulation. The heaviest snow this afternoon is going to fall at rates of 1.5 to 2 inches per hour. Roads that are passable right now want to be in 2 hours. If you need to travel, do it in the next 60 minutes or don't do it at all today. Wind gusts this evening could reach 45 miles per hour. That's near blizzard conditions. Temperature right now, 31 degrees, dropping to 28 this afternoon, 24 tonight. Greensboro, you are parallel to Charlotte in terms of impacts. You've got an inch or two down already. By tonight, 10 to 14 inches total. Heaviest snow this afternoon between 3 and 7 p.m. Wind gusts to 40 miles per hour this evening. Currently 29 degrees, falling to 26 this afternoon, 22 tonight. Raleigh, you are about to get absolutely hammered. Snow begins within the next hour or two, light at first. By early afternoon, it intensifies dramatically. By tonight, you are looking at 12 to 16 inches. That's over a foot of snow in Raleigh. The heaviest rates this evening between 5 and 9 p.m. when you could see 2 to 3 inches per hour. Wind sustained at 25 to 30 miles per hour, gusts to 50. That combined with heavy snow creates whiteout conditions. Anyone traveling on I-40 tonight is making a dangerous decision. Currently 32 degrees, dropping to 29 this afternoon, 25 tonight. Fayetteville, you are in a similar situation to Raleigh, but starting earlier. Snow all day today, accumulating steadily. By tonight, 12 to 15 inches. Military personnel at Fort Liberty need to understand that base operations are going to be significantly impacted. Heaviest snow this afternoon and evening. Wind gusts to 45 miles per hour. Temperature 31 degrees now. 28 this afternoon, 24 tonight. Durham and Chapel Hill in the Research Triangle, identical forecast to Raleigh. 12 to 16 inches by tonight. The university should have already canceled classes. If they haven't, students should not attempt to travel to campus. Currently 32 degrees, 29 this afternoon, 25 tonight. Winston-Salem, 10 to 13 inches by tonight. Heaviest snow late this afternoon. Wind gusts to 40 miles per hour. Temperature 29 degrees, dropping to 26 this afternoon, 22 tonight. Let me jump to the coast because this is where the wind becomes the dominant story. Wilmington, you are getting snow, but your bigger concern is wind. 8 to 12 inches of snow today into tonight, but wind gusts tonight could reach 60 miles per hour. 60. That's tropical storm force wind with heavy snow. Power outages are likely. The coast is going to see significant impacts from wind-driven waves and storm surge, even though this is a winter storm. Currently 33 degrees, 30 this afternoon, 27 tonight. Jacksonville, North Carolina, near Camp Lejeune, 8 to 11 inches of snow. Wind gusts tonight to 55 miles per hour. Marine Corps personnel need to secure any loose items immediately. Temperature 32 degrees, 29 this afternoon, 26 tonight. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, you are on the southern edge. 4 to 7 inches today into tonight. Still significant for Myrtle Beach. Wind gusts to 45 miles per hour. Currently 34 degrees, 31 this afternoon, 28 tonight. Charleston, South Carolina, 2 to 5 inches. You are on the fringe of the heaviest snow, but you are still going to see accumulation, which is unusual for Charleston. Wind gusts to 40 miles per hour. Temperature 35 degrees, 32 this afternoon, 29 tonight. Now let me address Virginia because the overnight model runs shifted more snow into Virginia than previous forecasts showed. Virginia Beach, you are looking at 10 to 14 inches tonight into tomorrow morning. That's a significant increase from yesterday's forecast. The eastward track shift put you more directly in the path. Snow begins this evening around 6 p.m., light at first. After midnight, it intensifies dramatically. The heaviest snow between midnight and 6 a.m. tomorrow with rates potentially exceeding 2 inches per hour. Wind gusts tomorrow morning could reach 55 miles per hour. This is going to be a blizzard for Virginia Beach. Temperature currently 33 degrees, 30 tonight, 26 tomorrow morning. Norfolk identical to Virginia Beach, 10 to 14 inches overnight. Naval Station Norfolk needs to be prepared for significant impacts tomorrow morning. Operations will be affected. Currently 33 degrees, 30 tonight, 26 tomorrow morning. Richmond, here's your situation. Snow begins this afternoon, probably around 2 or 3 p.m. By tonight, 4 to 7 inches. That S actually lower than areas to the south and east because you on the western edge of the heaviest snow. But 4 to 7 inches is still a major storm for Richmond. Heaviest snow this evening. Wind gusts to 35 miles per hour. Temperature 31 degrees, 28 this afternoon, 24 tonight. Charlottesville, you are even more on the edge. 2 to 4 inches this afternoon into tonight. Still enough to impact travel significantly. Temperature 30 degrees, 27 this afternoon, 23 tonight. Let me shift to some areas that weren't expected to see much snow until the model shifted overnight. Danville, Virginia, right on the North Carolina border, you're now looking at 6 to 10 inches. That is a substantial increase. Snow today into tonight, heaviest this evening. Currently 30 degrees, 27 this afternoon, 23 tonight. Roanoke, 4 to 8 inches. You are in the mountains, so elevation enhances these totals in some areas. Snow this afternoon through tonight. Temperature 28 degrees, 25 this afternoon, 21 tonight. Lynchburg, 3 to 7 inches. Snow this afternoon into tonight. Currently 29 degrees, 26 this afternoon, 22 tonight. Bluefield and Beckley in West Virginia, you are getting into the Appalachian Enhancement Zone. 8 to 14 inches possible with higher amounts in the highest elevations. Snow today through tonight. Temperature 26 degrees, 23 this afternoon, 19 tonight. Let me address the Delmarva Peninsula because the forecast there is tricky. Salisbury, Maryland, 5 to 9 inches tonight into tomorrow morning. You're on the edge of the heavier snow, but still seeing significant accumulation. Temperature 32 degrees, 29 tonight, 25 tomorrow morning. Dover, Delaware, 3 to 6 inches tonight into tomorrow morning. You are further from the center of heaviest snow. Currently 31 degrees, 28 tonight, 24 tomorrow morning. Southern New Jersey, Atlantic City specifically, URE borderline, 2 to 5 inches possible tonight into tomorrow morning. There's a chance you could see less if the storm tracks further offshore than currently forecast. Temperature 33 degrees, 30 tonight, 26 tomorrow morning. Ocean City, Maryland, 4 to 8 inches tonight into tomorrow. Coastal location, but you are in a good position for this storm track. Temperature 32 degrees, 29 tonight, 25 tomorrow morning. Here is what I need to address about the northern extent of this storm because it S-shifted. Yesterday, S forecast showed snow potentially reaching Boston. Today, S models have shifted that away. The northern edge of significant snow is now the Delmarva Peninsula and southern New Jersey. That S it. New York City, Philadelphia, you are getting clipped, but that S all. Philadelphia, maybe a coating to 2 inches tomorrow morning. Not a significant storm for Philadelphia. The eastward shift took the heavy snow away from you. Temperature 32 degrees, 28 tonight, 24 tomorrow morning. New York City, maybe a coating to an inch, possibly nothing at all. You are on the extreme northern fringe. Temperature 34 degrees, 30 tonight, 26 tomorrow morning. Long Island, eastern portions might see an inch or two tomorrow morning, but that S about it. Western Long Island probably sees nothing. Boston, the earlier forecast that showed you getting hit, has completely vanished. The storm is tracking too far south and east. You might see some flurries tomorrow, but no accumulation. However, let me talk about tomorrow afternoon and evening because there's a secondary concern. As this storm moves offshore east of Cape Cod, strong northwest winds develop behind it. Those winds coming off the ocean could produce scattered ocean effect snow showers. Nothing major, maybe a coating to an inch in some spots, but worth mentioning. Temperature 30 degrees, 26 tonight, 20 tomorrow morning. Providence, Rhode Island, similar to Boston. Maybe flurries tomorrow, maybe a coating from ocean effect, but the main storm misses you. Temperature 31 degrees, 27 tonight, 21 tomorrow morning. Now let me address something that nobody is talking about enough. The cold air behind this storm is Arctic. Not typical winter cold, Arctic cold, and it's going to be in place for days. Saturday morning temperatures, and I am talking about actual air temperature, not wind chill, are going to be brutal. Charlotte, Saturday morning low 14 degrees. That S after a foot of snow Friday. Nothing is melting Saturday. Sunday morning 12 degrees, Monday morning 11 degrees. You're not getting back above freezing until Monday afternoon, and even then just barely. That's 3 full days below freezing after a major snowstorm. Raleigh, Saturday morning 13 degrees, Sunday morning 11 degrees, Monday morning 10 degrees. The snow that falls today stays on the ground for days. Virginia Beach, Saturday morning 16 degrees, Sunday 14, Monday 13. Coastal location moderates it slightly, but you're still locked in bitter cold. Richmond, Saturday morning 15 degrees, Sunday 13, Monday 12. Greensboro, Saturday morning 12 degrees, Sunday 10, Monday 9, single digits. Monday morning in Greensboro, let me extend this cold forecast across the entire South because it S remarkable. Atlanta, you're not getting snow from this system, but the cold is extreme. Currently 22 degrees, tonight 12 degrees, Saturday morning 8 degrees, Sunday morning 7 degrees. That is single-digit cold in Atlanta for multiple mornings. Birmingham, Alabama, currently 20 degrees, tonight 11, Saturday morning 7, Sunday morning 6. Infrastructure in Birmingham is not designed for this. Nashville, Tennessee, 19 degrees now. Tonight 10, Saturday morning 6, Sunday morning 5 degrees in Nashville, Sunday morning. Memphis, 17 degrees currently, tonight 8. Saturday morning 4, Sunday morning 3 degrees in Memphis, that S historically cold. Knoxville, 21 degrees now, tonight 12, Saturday morning 8, Sunday morning 7. You might see a coating to an inch of snow from this system, but the cold is the bigger story. Chattanooga, 23 degrees currently. Tonight 13, Saturday morning 9, Sunday morning 8. Let me jump back to the storm itself because I need to explain the wind forecast more thoroughly. This is bombogenesis. The rapid intensification creates a very tight pressure gradient, which means very strong winds. Off the coast of North Carolina, especially near the Outer Banks, wind gusts could reach 70 to 80 miles per hour. That hurricane force gusts. Those winds are going to create waves offshore of 18 to 22 feet. Coastal flooding is possible even though this is a winter storm. Outer Banks, if you on Hatteras Island or Ocracoke, you need to be prepared for potential flooding from storm surge combined with high waves. Wind tonight into tomorrow morning sustained at 40 to 50 miles per hour, gusts to 70 or possibly 80. This is extremely dangerous. Power outages are likely and could be prolonged. Temperature 34 degrees, 30 tonight, 27 tomorrow morning. Nags Head and Kill Devil Hills, wind gusts to 65 miles per hour. 7 to 12 inches of snow with that wind creates complete whiteout conditions. Travel tomorrow morning will be impossible. Now let me talk about what happens after the snow ends because this is critical. The storm moves offshore tomorrow, but the wind doesn't stop. In fact, Saturday the wind continues strong out of the northwest. Those winds are going to create significant blowing and drifting of all this snow that just fell. Roads that get plowed Friday night could be impassable again Saturday morning from drifting. Snow totals I am giving you are total accumulation, but where that snow ends up depends on the wind. Open areas, fields, parking lots, the snow blows off them and accumulates in drifts along tree lines, buildings, anywhere that provides a windbreak. Charlotte, your Saturday is going to be brutal. High temperature 14 degrees with wind gusts to 35 miles per hour. Wind chill Saturday afternoon -5 to -10. That dangerous cold. Any snow removal efforts Saturday are going to be hampered by blowing snow and extreme cold. Raleigh, Saturday, high 15 degrees, wind gusts to 30 miles per hour. Wind chill Saturday afternoon -8 to -12. Let me address power outages because this is a real concern. Heavy wet snow combined with wind gusts to 40, 50, even 60 miles per hour in some locations is going to bring down trees and power lines. We're already seeing over 100,000 homes without power in Tennessee and Mississippi from earlier winter weather this week. This storm is going to add to that significantly. If you lose power in single-digit temperatures, that's an emergency situation. Have a backup plan. Know where you can go if your heat goes out. Have blankets, flashlights, batteries. If you have a generator, make sure it's ready to go and that you re-operating it safely outside. North Carolina, you're going to see the most power outages from this storm. The combination of heavy snow and high wind across the most populated areas means trees coming down on power lines. Have your emergency supplies ready now. Let me hit some cities I haven't covered yet. Athens, Georgia, you are on the southern edge, 1 to 3 inches today. That's still significant for Athens. Currently 24 degrees, 21 this afternoon, 18 tonight. Greenville, South Carolina, up in the foothills, 3 to 7 inches today into tonight. Elevation helps your totals. Temperature 27 degrees, 24 this afternoon, 20 tonight. Spartanburg, 4 to 8 inches. You are in good position for this storm track. Currently 26 degrees, 23 this afternoon, 19 tonight. Asheville, North Carolina, you are in the mountains. 5 to 10 inches with locally higher amounts above 3,000 feet elevation. Some of the highest peaks could see 12 to 15 inches. Snow today through tonight. Temperature 25 degrees, 22 this afternoon, 18 tonight. Boone, North Carolina, high elevation, 7 to 13 inches. App State should not have classes today or tomorrow. Currently 23 degrees, 20 this afternoon, 16 tonight. Let me address the I-95 corridor because this is a major travel route. I-95 from South Carolina through North Carolina into Virginia is going to be extremely hazardous today and tonight. Multiple sections will likely be closed at various times. If you were planning to travel on I-95, seriously, delay your travel plans. This storm is going to make I-95 impassable in sections. I-40 across North Carolina is going to be even worse because it cuts right through the heart of the heaviest snow. Sections between Asheville and Raleigh will be closed at times today and tonight. I-77 from Charlotte northward into Virginia, also extremely hazardous. The airports, Charlotte Douglas International is going to have major delays and cancellations today. Raleigh-Durham International, same situation. Norfolk International tomorrow morning will be shut down if you're reflying today or tomorrow in or out of North Carolina or Virginia. Check your flight status before heading to the airport. Most flights will be delayed or canceled. Let me talk about timing in more detail because knowing exactly when the worst hits is critical for safety. Charlotte. Right now through 6 p.m. today is your worst window. After 6 p.m. tonight, snow continues, but rates decrease slightly. By midnight, snow is tapering off from west to east across the Charlotte metro. Greensboro, your worst window is 2 p.m. today through 8 p.m. tonight. Peak intensity around 5 p.m. After midnight snow tapers, Raleigh, 3 p.m. today through midnight tonight. Peak intensity between 6 and 10 p.m. when you could see those 2 to 3 inch per hour rates. After 1 a.m. tomorrow, snow decreases. Virginia Beach, 8 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. tomorrow. Peak intensity midnight to 4 a.m. That S when you see the heaviest rates and the strongest winds. After 8 a.m. tomorrow, snow ends. Now let me address what S coming next week because the pattern isn't changing. This Arctic air mass sitting over the eastern United States isn't moving. In fact, there's another storm system developing for the middle of next week. Tuesday into Wednesday, another area of low pressure could form and track along the coast. It's too early for specific details, but the potential exists for another winter storm Wednesday affecting some of the same areas that are getting hit today. The pattern we're in is highly amplified. The jet stream has a deep trough over the eastern U.S., bringing cold Arctic air southward. Until that pattern breaks, we're going to keep seeing these opportunities for coastal storms. This isn't a one-and-done situation. This could be an active pattern that lasts into mid-February. Let me give you the 7-day temperature forecast for Charlotte to illustrate this. Today, high 31, low 24. Tomorrow, Saturday, high 14, low 9. Sunday, high 18, low 12. Monday, high 23, low 11. Tuesday, high 27, low 16. Wednesday, high 31, low 22. Thursday, high 34, low 24. You don't get back to normal temperatures for over a week. Raleigh S7 day. Today, high 32, low 25. Tomorrow, high 15, low 11. Sunday, high 19, low 13. Monday, high 24, low 12. Tuesday, high 28, low 17. Wednesday, high 32, low 23. Thursday, high 35, low 25. This prolonged cold is going to make snow removal and cleanup extremely difficult. When you are not getting above freezing for days, the snow doesn't melt. It just sits there. Cities and towns are going to struggle to clear all this snow when temperatures are this low because salt doesn't work well below 15 degrees. Let me address something specific about this storm that makes it particularly dangerous. The rapid intensification. Most winter storms develop and strengthen gradually over 12 to 24 hours. You can see them coming, track their development, watch them strengthen. This storm is intensifying explosively over just 6 to 12 hours. That compressed time frame means conditions deteriorate rapidly. You could have moderate snow at 3 p.m. and complete whiteout blizzard conditions by 6 p.m. That's dangerous because people misjudge how quickly conditions worsen. If you in the path of this storm, North Carolina especially, but also Virginia, understand that conditions tonight are going to be worse than conditions right now. Even if right now looks bad, this storm hasn't peaked yet. It peaks tonight. Another aspect that's concerning is the dry air in place before the storm. Very cold, very dry air. When the moisture arrives, it's going to rapidly saturate that air. That means snow ratios could be very high. You might get 15 to 1 or even 20 to 1 snow ratios in some areas. That means very light, fluffy snow that accumulates quickly and blows around easily. It's easier to shovel than wet, heavy snow, but it's also more dangerous for blowing and drifting and creating whiteout conditions. Let me talk about Florida briefly because there's an interesting aspect to this storm for Florida. As the low-pressure system intensifies off the coast, it is going to create a strong temperature gradient. Very cold air is already in place over northern Florida. The low offshore creates a fetch of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico. That combination could produce some lake effect or Gulf effect snow showers or flurries over parts of northern Florida Sunday into Monday. This would be extremely unusual. The National Weather Service has mentioned the possibility of flurries in the Tampa area Sunday. Accumulation is not expected, but seeing snow in the sky in Tampa would be remarkable. The best chance would be north of Tampa, areas like Spring Hill, Brooksville, Crystal River. Sunday morning into Monday morning is the window. Again, this wouldn't accumulate, but it would be visible snow falling, which for Tampa would be newsworthy. The cold reaching Florida is going to be extreme. Tampa, Saturday morning, low 38 degrees. Sunday morning, 36. Monday morning, 34. That's cold for Tampa. Miami, Saturday morning, 54. Sunday morning, 52. Monday morning, 50. The cold is reaching all the way to South Florida. The Keys, Saturday morning, 62. Sunday morning, 60. Monday morning, 59. Freeze warnings and frost advisories are going to be in effect across all of northern and central Florida. Saturday night through Monday night. Protect sensitive plants. Protect any exposed pipes. Let me come back to the major impact zones and emphasize the safety message. If you are in North Carolina or Virginia in the path of this storm, you should not be traveling today or tonight. I know people have jobs, people have obligations, but this storm is dangerous enough that risking travel could be life-threatening. If you get stuck on a highway in whiteout conditions with 2 feet of snow accumulating, help might not be able to reach you for hours. Emergency services are going to be overwhelmed. If you must travel, have emergency supplies in your car. Blankets, water, snacks, flashlight, phone charger, small shovel, ice scraper, first aid kit. Tell someone your route and expected arrival time. Keep your gas tank full. For those staying home, which is the right decision, make sure you re-prepared for potentially losing power. Charge all your devices now. Have flashlights and batteries ready. If you have a fireplace or wood stove, make sure you have wood. Have food that doesn't require cooking in case power goes out. Fill some containers with water in case pipes freeze. Check on your neighbors, especially elderly neighbors who might need help. Make sure they have what they need. Make sure they have a way to stay warm if power goes out. This storm is going to cause significant impacts for several days. The snow falls today and tonight, but the recovery takes days. Roads want to be clear until early next week at best. Many secondary roads want to be plowed for days. Plan accordingly. Let me address the comment section, which I will be checking constantly today and tonight. If you are in the path of this storm, tell me your location and current conditions. I want to hear real-time reports from people experiencing this. What's your snow depth right now? What's the wind like? Is power still on? That ground truth information helps me refine the forecast and helps other viewers understand what's really happening. Tomorrow's video will be around 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll have complete storm totals, I'll assess how the forecast verified, and I'll start looking ahead to the next system midweek. If you've left your location in comments today, I'll have specific information for you about what's coming next. The forecast I've given you today is based on the most recent model data, which came in early this morning. The models are in good agreement now on the track and intensity, which gives me confidence in these numbers. The NAM, GFS, and European models are all showing similar solutions. That model agreement is important because when models disagree, forecasting is much harder. Right now, they agree. This is going to be a major, dangerous winter storm for North Carolina and Southern Virginia. One final note about what makes this storm unusual. Bombogenesis events, these rapidly intensifying storms, are more common in late fall and early winter, November and December. Seeing one in late January is less common. The fact that we're re-seeing this kind of explosive development this late in the season is noteworthy. It speaks to how cold the air mass is that's in place and how much energy is available in the atmosphere right now. The cold air behind this storm is going to be in place through at least the middle of next week. That Arctic high-pressure system sitting over eastern Canada is massive, and it's going to funnel cold air southward for days. Saturday and Sunday are the coldest days, but even Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday remain below normal. For historical context, if Charlotte gets 12 inches of snow from this storm, that would be one of the top 10 snowstorms in Charlotte history. If Raleigh gets 16 inches, that would be top 5 for Raleigh. These are significant totals for cities that don't frequently see major snowstorms. Virginia Beach potentially getting 10 to 14 inches would be historic. Virginia Beach doesn't see snowstorms of that magnitude often. Combined with the wind, which could gust to 55 miles per hour, this is a dangerous situation for the coast. The Outer Banks getting 7 to 12 inches with 70 to 80 mile per hour wind gusts is an extreme event. Coastal flooding combined with heavy snow and high winds creates a multifaceted emergency. Anyone on the Outer Banks needs to be prepared for potentially being cut off from the mainland if conditions deteriorate to the point where evacuation isn't possible. I want to end with this. This is a dangerous storm. It's not hyperbole, it's not exaggeration. The combination of heavy snow, high winds, extreme cold, and rapid intensification makes this a life-threatening situation if you are caught unprepared or if you attempt travel at the wrong time. Stay home if you in the impact zone. Stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you tomorrow evening with the post-storm assessment and the look ahead to the next system. Check the comments throughout today. I'll be updating with real-time observations. Drop your location and current conditions. Let's track this together. Stay safe, North Carolina.